Hi. Happy Monday. Happy nice warm Monday. Happy President's Day Monday. And actually here at my house, it's Happy Birthday Leah Monday. It's my daughter's birthday. So we had a nice lunch with my mom, who has a birthday in a couple days. I've got two Pisces surrounding me, and I've been feeling lighthearted all day, so I'm happy to be here with you. And let's see what we've got for word of the week. See what the word box has to offer us for inspiration this week. The word of the week is compassion. And speaking of birthday girls, my mom and my daughter are two of the most compassionate people I know. So this is a fitting word for the energy that surrounded me all day. And often, I find that happens. The words I choose are a reflection of what's on my mind or what kind of space I'm holding. So not surprised at all to offer compassion today. And thinking about the goddess Quan Yin. Thinking about the goddess Quan Yin from the Eastern tradition and the story of Quan Yin, who was a very compassionate presence on the planet, and through her compassion, via her compassion, served humanity to such a high honor that as she passed, she was welcomed to heaven, to nirvana, to enlightenment, to travel on and have earned her place beyond this plane. And so the story is told that when she gets to the gates of heaven, she pauses and she hears from earth the soulful pain, the cries of soul pain of humanity. She hears, the pain of human suffering happening here on this planet, and she turns and she vows to return to earth and to work through compassion to usher as many people as she can through the pain of humanity and into enlightenment. So many people on this planet in this particular time feeling that same pain of humanity and wanting to offer their service and their compassion. And so we've got compassion and we've got Quan Yin and that lovely story. And if your heart has been heavy, know that there are many people working as you to lift folks up. And we lift people up by offering our compassion. Compassion to all people. The Buddhists pray, let all beings be free from suffering and the root of suffering. Let all beings know happiness and the root of happiness. And all beings includes the people that we disagree with, the people that see things differently. And all beings includes ourselves. So often that is a very challenging starting point, is to have compassion within our own selves, to know that seed of compassion within our own heart. So let's start today with Child's Pose, and let's talk about a few variations of Child's Pose, and let's talk about the purpose of Child's Pose, and see if we can find a moment of compassion for ourselves, even like right now. Right now. So Child's Pose, most traditionally around here, is taught big toes together and knees hip distance apart. And that's a very comfortable and compassionate Child's Pose for my body, because I've got a lot of space and flexibility through my low back. And so when I come forward in Child's Pose here, the neighbors have their dog out. When I come forward in Child's Pose here, I've got quite a bit of space to drop down and find my forehead on the mat. It's like a nice little cave under here. I can block out the world and spend a few moments with my breath, a couple moments finding that seed of compassion in my heart and offering myself some rest and relaxation. Now, if that variation doesn't serve you, then you are welcome, perfectly legit, to take the knees together. And I enjoy this variation a lot because it pressures the lungs back into my body. So when I breathe and my belly presses into my thighs, I'm met with that resistance. And so the back of the lungs get pressed up into the back body. And I really love that sensation. It's an extra stretch through the fascia of the back body. So coming forward in this way with the knees together is also a nice place to rest. Hope you can hear me. I might just stay I might just stay in child's pose for a while. Now, for some of us, the ankles and the knees give us a lot of grief in child's pose, and it's not as compassionate an asana as it might otherwise be for those of us who are more flexible. So you can take a blanket under your ankles, you can take a blanket behind your knees, and you can build up some support to reduce the strain on those two joints. I don't have a blanket, so I'm going to take a block right behind my heels and rest my bum there, and that's going to give me a little bit of lift, and that's going to help the knees a little bit. This particular one isn't going to help the ankles much, but you know, just put a blanket underneath there, roll a blanket and rest your ankles under if that's something you're feeling for your body. Now, arms forward is fine, but arms back is also nice. And so you'll see when the palms roll up, the shoulders can round and relax like the weight of the world sliding off of you there for a moment. And that's a variation I really enjoy after a headstand. So after an inversion like headstand where the shoulder girdle has worked very hard to support me and provide that structure, the arms back relieves all of that effort yang engagement and gives you a moment where yin can just soften and melt through and relieve some of that. So you've got knees together, knees apart, a block or blankets to support at the ankles and behind the knees. You've got arms forward and arms back. So several variations that you can customize your own experience so that you're getting, you know, an asana that lets you rest and find compassion. Sometimes teachers will say, you know, you can take child's pose at any time. That's something that you'll hear in beginning classes. But if you're in a lot of power classes, if you're practicing with experienced people, we don't get that reminder any longer. And so I'm going to offer you that gift today, like maybe even as a challenge to take child's pose during your practice once or twice this week. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a moment where you can just soften in and feel kindness and compassion towards yourself in a very appropriate taking care kind of way. You know, like it's not lazy to take care of yourself. It's not copping out to choose a moment or two of rest in your practice. It makes you stronger. To know when to rest. It really does. And so from that seed of compassion, then you'll find that you are much easier able to offer compassion to the people you care about, to the people who challenge you or who have different views than you. And together we can be Quan Yin like in our intent to bring compassion and peace to this planet and share the love that we know is the truth. That sets us off for this week, and I thank you for viewing. Namaste.